Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Shamika with Shamika Saves, and I just had to make a video simply because I have been thinking about business credit and how wonderful it is, and I just have to continue to tell everybody why they need it. But before I can tell you why you need it, I guess I need to tell you a little bit about it. I feel like I have recited this about 100 times, but I don't have it on my page. So I am going to explain the process for you guys here today. Okay, so we are all familiar with business credit, some, but personal credit. I think we're all familiar with personal credit. And the first thing I want you guys to do is to not get personal credit and business credit confused. They are completely different. Sorry, let me fix my hair. They are completely different and they require different things. Okay. We all know your personal credit uses your personal information. It uses your social security number to give you access to credit or to apply for credit. On the business credit side, that is completely different. On the business credit side, you will need a business. It cannot be a sole proprietorship. Sorry for some of you guys that have those stay-at-home jobs and you just went and created a business just to give you a business name, but that is not going to work. You are going to have a legal entity established, and that legal entity, okay, we can definitely do that. Good morning. Send me a message and we'll get that set up. Excuse me. So on the business credit side, all you need to do is simply establish your legal entity, which means, are you an LLC? Are you a corporation? You definitely need to get that straightened out and situated. You need to know what you're going to be, and you need to file in your state so that you can become official. Once you become official, congratulations, you're a business owner. Once you become official, you then move on. You get your EIN. You get your DUNS number. If you're not familiar with what a DUNS number is going to be your new social security number, but specifically for your business only. Your EIN number, you guys should be familiar with that, but if you're not, it is a number you get from the IRS, and it is for tax purposes only. It's just tax reporting purposes. So we have an EIN number and you have a DUNS, and the DUNS is spelled DUNS. So the DUNS number is issued by Dun and Bradstreet. A lot of individuals are not familiar with Dun and Bradstreet, and unfortunately, I don't think they get the respect that they deserve. They are the first and the oldest credit bureau in the world. They started out in industries and dealing with businesses only, and they have continued to stay that way up until today. So they are the go-to credit bureau if you have a business, okay? If you want to build your Paydex score, which, as I stated before, is equivalent to your FICO score, it is how you boost your score so that you can now start applying for credit. So let me explain how the process goes. Once you choose your legal entity, you become an official business in your state, you get your EIN number through IRS. You'll then go to, and I'll put the link below in the post so that you can go and get your DUNS number. There is a way to get one for free. You will be able to get that number back instantly, just like you do with your EIN number. That number you keep safe because, as I stated before, it's going to be your new social security number for your business only. You're going to find some, as they state, tier 1 vendors, and tier 1 vendors is simply nothing but individuals who will issue you credit so that you can start purchasing items for your business. They usually do this based off of nothing but your DUNS number and your EIN. So I think that's awesome. If you are great and you're just starting out and you need credit, you can get up to, it can range. It can go from 7,500 to about 10,000 to about 15,000. Just starting out. This is not cash credit. This is just a line of credit, which you can also call trade credit or vendor credit. It has many names, but the easiest way to remember is just a line of credit that you can get to use to buy things for your business. To build your Paydex score, and if I hadn't stated, I'm just going to say it again, it is equivalent to your FICO. So just as if you get a, say you're 18 and you're fresh out of college and you want to go and buy you a car, and every time you go and try to get finance for something, you get turned down. Well, that's because your FICO score probably hasn't really generated a score yet. You have one, or there's one out there for you, but you don't have a score. That is the same with the Paydex on the business side. There is a Paydex. It just does not have a score next to it because you haven't actively used any credit. So if you want to build your Paydex score, you have to have 4 or 5 reporting accounts. Those 4 or 5 reporting accounts, they report to Dun Bradstreet that, hey, this company ordered this item, they paid on time or they paid late, whatever your payment is, it's going to be reflected in your business credit report. So you definitely want to try your best to pay on time, okay? So you pay on time, they report to Dun Bradstreet. That is how you build your Paydex score. It takes approximately 3 to 4 months to actually build it. And once you do, the sky's the limit. You can now apply for retail cards, which will be cards that are in, which will be stores that are in the mall. You can apply for cash credit cards, which means you can apply for a credit card that also comes with a line of credit, which means you will be able to, sometimes they give you checks, so you can write checks, you can take that money out, you can use it for whatever you need to for your business. And you'll also be able to move on to equipment leases. So if you need to purchase equipment, especially if you're in like the construction business, or if you're a hairdresser and you need equipment for your salon. So you can get equipment leases. Without that Paydex score, you're not going to even be able to lease a car. So you're definitely going to have the Paydex score. Remember, it is your FICO score on the business credit side. Okay, so I know a lot of people talk about no PG, so I wanted to get into that really quick. No PG means no personal guarantee. So for those that do not know, and this is why I stress that everybody should have business credit, is simply because you can have 2 credit profiles and you can completely screw up on the one and the other one is not affected. So what do I mean? Okay, so say your business is booming, but in your personal life, because you do need to separate the money, so there's no commingling of funds, you need a business bank account and your personal bank account. So say your business is booming, but your personal life kind of laid on some bills, some personal things might have come and you're not able to catch yourself up, but you've been able to pay all your business vendors on time. What happens then? You can get bad marks on your credit report on the personal side, but it'll never show on the business side. Say that you file bankruptcy on the personal side. Well, you can still have business credit cards that are still active and going because they have absolutely nothing to do with one another. And as I stated before, your business social is your DUNS number. And when you do things on the personal side, it's your social security number. So they never really overlap or cross one another. So that is one of probably the best advantages to having business credit and personal credit. And not to mention, if you're a person with A1 credit, you can have a full line of credit on the personal side and a full line of credit on the business side. That is the goal I want everybody to go for. So also with no PG, it means that they don't look at your social when they are creating these accounts for you, or when they're deciding on which credit limit to give you. FYI, your credit does not play a huge factor, but it does play a factor. So if you are under the impression that you could have a 450 credit score, on the personal side, and then you want to go on the business side and open up and get all types of credit cards and things like that, it's not going to happen, folks. A lot of people really get that part misconstrued, and that is a huge misconception. Although your personal credit is not pulled, as in a hard pull like you would when you're going to apply for credit, your credit score is a minor factor. They may not necessarily look at your score, but there are risk indicators to let the banks know if your personal credit is good, bad, or kind of in the middle. So as a rule of thumb, I always let everyone know that you should at least have a 580 on your personal credit before you start applying for business credit cards. Now, if we can get it higher than that, that's even better. The higher your personal credit score, the better chance you have of getting approved for every item that you apply for on the business credit side. All right. So the companies that report to Dun Bradstreet that help build your Paydex score, they're usually the basic accounts that they don't really ask for anything other than your EIN and your DUNS number. So it's not going to be an in-depth application like you would if you're applying for, say, a Chase business credit card. Now, when you want to apply for a Chase business credit card, that's going to be a little different because it has to go through a different process to get you approved, and that's when your personal credit, the indicators from your personal credit, they do play into whether you're going to get approved or not. So I'm trying to think. They have what they call tiers in business credit, where you have like the tier 1, which is like basic credit accounts, and you got tier 2, tier 3, and tier 4. I don't get into all the tiers because they don't really matter. What you need is to incorporate your business. You need to have a business phone number. You need to have an EIN number. You need a DUNS number. You need a business bank account. And you need a physical location, not a P.O. box, but a physical location. That's even if you have to go out and pay someone or pay a company to use their address for your mail, you need that location, because when DUNS starts to look you up to give you the number, they actually do look for physical street addresses. And the better your DUNS account is set up, the better it's going to help you long term, especially when you try to start getting funding. The main reason for business credit is for funding. So if you're an individual that you want to go and get that $20,000, $50,000, $100,000, $1 million loan for whatever the industry that you're in, this is how you do it. And you do not do it on your personal credit side. You do not want to overextend yourself on your personal credit, because you do one thing wrong, your whole score is screwed. On the business credit side, it's completely different. They don't even have the same factors when it comes to breaking down your score that they do, that Experian and Equifax and TransUnion gives us. None of those things really matter on the business credit side. The only thing that vendors are worried about is, are they going to get their money? So as long as you can order your items, pay for them on time, your Paydex score will be built, and you will be able to move on to getting those gas cards, those credit cards, equipment leases, and hopefully an auto lease. That's probably the biggest goal that a lot of people have. They want auto leases and they want funding. So your DUNS number needs to be set up correctly. You can get it for free. I'll put the link below. You do need to order from 4 or 5 accounts, or at least 3 to 4 months, so that you could build your Paydex score. Once you build your Paydex score, you can then move on and have at it and start applying for all types of different credit accounts to support your business. And as long as you continue to pay your items on time, you really won't have a problem with business credit. They really don't like when you're late. They really will report that. Once you move past the Paydex phase, you have your Paydex established, and now you want to start applying for accounts that are owned by Experian and Equifax. That's not very hard to do. Once your Paydex score is built, you can start going applying for anything. The good thing about business credit, and like I said, I'm going to make this video short, is that you can apply for as many cards or accounts as you want, and they never take away from your score, your Paydex score. It's always the same. regardless of how many accounts you apply for. So that's an awesome thing about when you use business credit, is because you can utilize it, you can apply, you can get denied, you can get approved, and none of those things hit or affect your score at all. Okay. Let me see. Oh, I know something too. How do business credit, what are the payment terms? All right, so business credit, it has two, well, actually more than that, but there's mainly two types of ways they accept to get paid. You have your net 30, which is accounts that you can use, and at the end of the month they send you a bill and you pay them in full. That is the net 30 terms. You can so 30 just as in you pay, it's due on the 30th day. They have net 60, they have net 90, they have net 55. That is not common. The majority of the time you see net 30, but you also have the revolving accounts where it's still due in 30 days, but it's not the full balance. You just make a payment like you would your regular credit card bill on the personal side. So when you are applying for different accounts, for example, let's just say Home Depot, they have the option where you can choose to have it where you pay it in full every month, or you get a credit card and you pay on it every month. It's your choice. It's really up to you and how disciplined you are. The one thing I love about business credit also is that they give you super high limits. So whereas you could be an individual going into Home Depot and they might give you a limit of $2,500, $3,000, but when you apply as a business, that $2,500, $3,000 now becomes $25,000 or $30,000. Could be that high, could be lower. It could be 10,000, 15,000, but they usually give you higher limits because they know that this card is, or this account supports a business. So I hope I cleared up a lot of misconceptions. I hope I answered some questions. This was really just on my mind this morning, and I just wanted to help you guys kind of understand what you need to have access to business credit. It's really not hard if you really can make the decision to get serious and place those orders for those 3 or 4 months so that you can build your Paydex. After that, you're on your way. And that's really what separates what I call people who have a business and true business owners. If you're a true business owner and you really want to tap into what you are allowed to get, what you can get and get tax benefits and all those things from, a true business owner will sacrifice that 3 to 4 months, make those orders, and pay them on time to build that Paydex so that they can move on to the next level. So anyway, I hope this was just a good little overview to help you guys understand how it works. I have a lot of business credit cards. I absolutely love them. And if it was up to me, I would never, ever use another credit card on the personal side ever, because there's really no benefit. After I go see what I could get on the business credit side, I love it so much better. But anyway, if you guys have any questions, or any topics that you'd like to see me talk about that you might just need a better understanding on, please, please, please don't hesitate to ask. I actually am going to start on Wednesdays making videos. I just happened to wake up this morning and was like, I needed to talk about this. So I hope you guys enjoy. I hope I didn't keep you too long. And if you are interested in getting business credit, it's nothing stopping you. Take that leap. If you need help with it, it's a service that I provide with my company, Simplified Legal. But once again, thank you for tuning in to Shamika Saves, and I hope I answered your questions. Have a good one, guys. Bye.